Yo, what's up guys, my name's Hakiii, and in this video, I'm gonna take you through a day of mine in GTA Online, how I keep money flowing in, what I need to refill and resupply constantly, and how you can actually be making a lot of money in the game as well. So, speaking of, we just generated a little bit of money through the safe inside of a hands-on car wash, so great timing right there. Two awesome things about this place. One, it's a relatively cheap business coming in at $1 million, and the second thing is, you don't really need to do anything for the passive income safe for it to generate money. All you need to do is be owning other businesses, and you're going to be making up to 30 something thousand per in-game day, which is pretty freaking solid. Now, we also noticed the heat bar on the bottom right corner is nearly at the very maximum, and we don't want it to get to the maximum because then that's going to stop us from generating money through the passive income safe. And all we need to do to reset that heat bar is just go in the computer and do one car wash service. This literally takes like 2 or 3 minutes to do. The last time I did one of these was actually quite a while ago, so what I'm gonna do is take out a pretty convenient vehicle to get me from point A to point B quick. Something like an oppressor or a Sparrow helicopter would be ideal for this, maybe a Deluxo as well. And we don't have to go too far. Usually it's gonna be somewhere in Vinewood Hills, so not too far away from the city. And once we get to whichever house, we're gonna need to grab the keys and actually unlock this vehicle. We got an Astron, which is actually a relatively fast vehicle, so then it's gonna mark where the keys are on the map. Let's go up to it, press right D-pad to collect it, and then press right D-pad again to unlock the vehicle and drive it back over to the car wash to give this thing one, because it definitely does need it. And if you crash a little bit, it's not the end of the world, because technically this is a money method. It's going to give you like anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. That's absolutely nothing, and so it doesn't really matter if you crash the vehicle or not. You're going to get maybe $1,000 less, which is absolutely nothing. So the main thing we're actually focused on with this mission is actually just resetting the heat bar. The fact we're going to be making like a couple $100 instead of like 1,500 is really not the end of the world, so I don't really care if we crash this thing in. It looks freaking beaten up. After that little 20-30 second cutscene, we could drive back to the house. Rockstar really should raise the payout of this, because no one actually cares if they crash the vehicle. Maybe if it's like a $10,000 payout, it would be a bit nicer, but because it isn't, I really don't care in what shape I give the customer the vehicle back. Hopefully this customer actually recommends me to some of his friends, because obviously I did such a good job with this. Let's drive into the yellow circle, and that is the mission done. Yeah, I don't know what happened to your vehicle. I mean, it looks fine in this cutscene actually. It's just from the other side, it's a little destroyed. And the main thing is, inside the car wash, the heat bar is completely reset, so now we don't have to worry about it. This is one thing I like to do every other day. Now, the second thing is gonna have to do with the salvage yard, and hopefully you don't have the same location as me, because the entrance to this location is actually very narrow. Despite that, the salvage yard is actually an awesome moneymaker, especially when it comes to passive income. If you didn't realize it yet, I'm a big fan of passive income constantly generating while playing the game. It's been a little while since I've done some tow truck missions, because I literally just let it sit here and generate me a very nice amount of money through the wall safe. So we got 146,000. I believe the maximum capacity of it is 250k, which is very solid considering it's pretty minimal effort to do this. By the way, in the hands-on car wash, the maximum capacity is only 100,000. So let's collect the income we have in the safe real quick. You see all of the nice notifications we're constantly getting. This is literally what I get every single time I hop on GTA, because I have so many things working in the background as I'm playing the game, constantly generating me money. So to max out the daily income rate for the salvage yard passive income safe, we need to do 2 of these tow truck missions, which is the very first option. There's a 2-minute cooldown between them, so you do have to wait a little bit, but honestly it's not the end of the world. Hopefully we get a close location with this one, and it's a little bit outside the city, but honestly not too bad. It's a pretty straight ahead road. I like to think of this as getting ready for the Mansions DLC coming in December, because that DLC is gonna be very freaking expensive. Every single daily income we get is definitely gonna help out a bit. Once we get to whichever vehicle, just back into it, lower the hook a little bit if you need to, and then it's just gonna snap on there. Okay, well, maybe that shortcut was not worth it, because if you do like a big jump or something, it's actually gonna detach the vehicle. So let's snap it on there once again. Look how narrow the entrance is to this place. It's actually such a bad entrance. I absolutely hate this location, but this is one vehicle towed out of 2. The nice thing is it's going to generate us both active money along with a maximum rate generating through the passive income safe, which is really nice. I believe it gives you about 30 or 30 something thousand dollars per vehicle, and I believe it's going to give us that active money in about 48 minutes, so 1 in-game day. Then just wait about a minute or 2 for the tow truck mission cooldown to end, and then we could do another one of these. Now if you got a pretty far location, feel free to just find a new session, and hopefully you get a random location that'll be a little bit closer. This isn't even the closest location you could get. There are a few other locations that take literally like a minute to get to, so not too bad. And this is yet another 30 something thousand dollars that we generated actively as well. Not really generated since it's active money making, but you got the point. Overall, absolutely love the salvage yard, one of the better businesses in the game. Let's move on to the next one. Well, this one technically is weekly, but we do have the HSW time trial that we can easily complete with a really fast vehicle like the Hakiii Drag HSW, or the Cyclone 2 is another good vehicle. Honestly, most HSW vehicles are pretty freaking good for this time trial. What do you know? We have to go right back to the salvage yard. So let's set the waypoint just so we know exactly where to go to begin with, then quit the time trial, and now we can actually start it up. Also, we just got 24,000, so that's the daily rate we can max it out to after towing 2 different vehicles. So let's press right D-pad, take a little shortcut to begin with in this location, take another little shortcut through here, and we already have a pretty freaking good start. The top speed of this bike is so freaking good that technically we don't really need to take any shortcuts, although if you can and you see a really easy shortcut to take, you might as well want to take it just to save yourself a little bit of time. Out of all the different time trials in the game, this one actually is the easiest one if you have a really good vehicle for it, and if you have a free HSW upgrade token to begin with, which you do get one at the very start, definitely spend it on a good vehicle like this one. Super easy time trial. Literally 15 or like almost 20 seconds left, and that's $252,000 right there, made in just about 2 minutes. So super easy. Definitely do that if you're on GTA Expanded and Enhanced. If you're not, you have the regular time trial. It's going to pay you $102,000, which is not as good, but hopefully you do have an HSW vehicle. The agency is one of the best money making properties in the game, hands down, and I haven't collected my passive income in a little bit, so let me go ahead and do that. $72,000. Not exactly sure what the capacity is, but let's go ahead and walk up to it. That's another 72k. And how you increase the rate of this one is by doing more and more security contracts through the computer. It does increase it by a little bit each time. You have to do like 200 security contracts to get the maximum $20,000 rate each day, but it is a nice thing since you actually make a good amount of active money while increasing the passive daily rate through the safe, which is awesome. So really like security contracts. I've made about $6.3 million total. Of course, that's all active money making from the security contracts. So 64 contracts completed ever. You could do this solo or with friends if you're in the same MC or CEO, and this should take you anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes to complete. Hopefully this is one of the quicker ones. We're gonna get a call from Franklin, then we'll know which location we have to go to. We have to go to Davis, which is actually pretty freaking close, so don't have to go too far. If you get a really far location, which is usually not the case, feel free to just find a new session and set your spawn location to the agency. Then here we have to break into a place. Let me get my shotgun ready. So probably gonna have to take out a good amount of enemies, and that is exactly the case. So you know what, I'm gonna go for the combat MG, locate the stolen car. So it's probably gonna be one of these ones. There you go. So once you get close to it, it's gonna mark it on the map for us. Press right D-pad on the button that's right beside the warehouse door. Let's go ahead and drive out, and all we have to do is deliver it back to the agency, which, as we said before, is pretty freaking close. We've gotten just under 50,000, so solid for active money, but it also affects the income safe, which is awesome as well. If you have a bail office and you bought the 2 agents along with the bail office, you have the easiest task to generate $10,000 to $20,000 in passive income when they come back in 48 minutes, which is 1 in-game day. So just go up to them, press right D-pad, and that's going to send them on some bail enforcement work. And eventually, after you do that a good couple times, you'll start getting close to the maximum capacity of the safe, which is 100,000. So I recently collected it, so there's no reason for me to do it, but that's another easy thing you could do to get a little bit of extra money right there. The most serious passive income is going to be generated through the nightclub. So I have a good amount of money to collect in here, and then refilling the nightclub popularity bar is pretty freaking easy as well. well. Hopefully we get a troublemaker to kick out, which is going to be a blue dot icon. So we got a CEO, which is not as good. So 145,000 to collect right now. Then we're going to go in the basement level computer and reassign 2 DJs since we have about 1 bar to refill. And each DJ you reassign is going to fill it up by 10% or half a bar. Over $24 million made with the nightclub safe, by the way, just to show you guys how ridiculous it is over time. That's 1 reassigned DJ and 2. So we spent 20k, but we got a lot more money than that. So far in this video, we've made just about 600,000, if not a little bit more than that. You can go and collect some more money from the garment factory safe, but honestly, it's not nearly as good. Same thing with the arcade, so there's a lot of passive income safes, but we're going to be heading to the bunker. Every in-game day, you're going to get this ammunition delivery truck appearing right here. All you have to do is go up to it, press right D-pad, and like the tow truck service, it's going to give you a randomized location. You're hoping for something not too far away, so with this one, we do have to go on the highway, but I'll actually take that. It should take only a few minutes to get there. Plus, we can take a massive shortcut instead of going around like the map tells us to. We can get on the highway through here and then jump down there. And we're already going to be making it to the place in just about like a minute and a half. Oh crap, I missed the turn. Well, I'm a terrible driver. Please don't make the same mistakes as me. Let's just make a little U-turn right here. Excuse me. Drive into the yellow circle, and that is the mission done. Probably the easiest 50,000 you can make in this game. Weapon parts were delivered. We could do it again, once again in 1 in-game day, so it does actually refresh relatively quickly. Besides this, I would go and do the Cayo Perico heist, which would take more or less like an hour to do all of the setups and the finale completely solo. I also have a guide on that for the fastest route if you want to check that out. If you're a beginner, definitely go for the Cluckenbell farm raid at the V icon. Leave a like and subscribe if you're new to the channel for more awesome videos like these that you don't want to miss. And click the video on screen now for a Cayo Perico guide. I hope you all enjoy that one, and peace.